Be the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Yebusiafo yebedani eni akọ United States of America. President Donald Trump ni kuro so na member of parliament for Ekuapem North and edesa nsem we ebrain. O say Ghana for yanhwe ni ya yete hwa na over 80,000 suspected Ghanaians yebe deport from the United States aba Ghana. Na inko the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Honorable Member North Tongue Constituency Sam Okudzeto Ablakwa. Now, I say way back in 2019, that is Sammy Awuku Nsem-Pii, Member of Parliament for Ekuapem North. I say way back in 2019, and the United States for Etro Katabi Ebra Nana Adodankwe Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, former President of the Republic of Ghana, say almost suspect say Ghana for over 500 omo deport omo aba Ghana. Enti Ghana for embo omo and receive omo ewo airport ewo Ghana kro so. And President, His Excellency Nana Adodankwe Akufo-Addo say okay, say watching crofo bi omo 500 na osi odi omo ba Ghana man a edien na kire say omo ye Ghana for evidence bra, because obia obeye tuntuma na se ni bibi obetima che ni bia betima ka se me frikro we ana se me frikro we evidence ben na wa e kire se omo ye Ghana ye koye ba ya for 500 no ye ntimi en deport omo from the United States down to Ghana. Now President Donald Trump buy no ba sha say deportations bibri o sha Republican party bi omo ni bibri anti grants say omo propaganda bi omo believe say omo bebre omo sebe indigenes of the states no omo the illegal and a US men munti akwan obefa so deport bebre no de obefa so wate ekuo bi omo friend ice omo chikrofo omo ye de omo deportable ebi mo de akọ Supreme Court ebi mo na akọ United States Court omo fight wo, but no na Sam Okudzeto Ablakwa and the President Trump omo official be meeting Pasha say so accept some of the duties. Now some say Sam Okudzeto Ablakwa and the presidential staffers of Donald Trump having no be bring any omo fan call parliament for ratification, omo fan call parliament fit and yen esumase inti ohwe ya latest and US for waji 40 dia and a bon 2000 so enam akwan so eba inti President Nana Adodankwe Akufo-Addo 1J500 afede Okudzeto akwane President Mahama obo ba beji over 2000 Ghana on my website, another 80,000 suspected Ghanaians are pending. Inti the omo say Ghana the enya bi gate ni de omo yi on bechi ni bia on beka say for omo Ghana for no ni deport omo embra the Republic of Ghana. Inti ade as Ghana ye hwe ni yi pa na Okudzeto Ablakwa deals now having a own percent or the core parliament na ye kan wasem ebe open the floodgate ama ye to hwana over 80,000 Ghanaians, suspected Ghanaians from the US, they deport omo aba Ghana memo because of the hidden agreements Okudzeto Ablakwa and the officials of Donald Trump have. The member of parliament for Ekuapem North, Sammy Awuku, one kwame sefa kan and the di komo e okoko ejumadi ni so.
So Emma Ghana for na so watching and while so no Ekuapem afiaso Yama nananom adeshe ene Ekuapem for nyina so afishapa emra mbefi the various ohum ni odra festivities
me pictures bia uko ohum ni bi on and I know front to my fitano. Okay.
And commemorate na ye friend asafonsa. Na the drinking of palm wine on to break Uncle Kwesi, I'm a constituent. My name is
Ampa.
Yes, Mampon.
Sir, our bush house view.
Yes. Only a cold. And in fact, one of the things that work happen for new weather.
Yo, emuye.
On after 5 p.m. 6 months and go for share pullovers, na jackets, near the. Kwame officially around winter season was so.
Yo.
Kwame, remember the issue of the day. I that pronounce. U.S. Ghana deportations and matters arising. I'll completely disagree with my colleague member of parliament. Say, who say we any critical issue. Na you focus on other matters. It borders on constitutionality. Na Oko Article 75 of your constitution. And Ghana is a country of laws. Yeah, the Mrani Buo Minor. Article 75 of the constitution. It provides that every treaty, agreement, or convention, may repeat it, every treaty, agreement, or convention executed by or under the authority of the president must be laid before parliament for ratification, especially when all delay with even foreign countries. Because under every agreement, Biano, it will place some obligations in Ghana. So. Now, sir, the thinking of Minya Vondi, and you're non because
but maybe Sammy, this very same place are okay. May kind the same thing. 75. I'll say 1. The president may execute or cause to be executed treaties, agreements, or conventions in the name of Ghana. 2. A treaty, agreement, or convention executed by or under the authority of the president shall be subject to ratification by A, act of parliament, or B, a resolution of parliament, supported by the votes of more than 1/2 of all the members of parliament.
That's right.
Ratification bit to be there.
Said parliament cannot be excluded from the process.
Debbie.
And number 2, because all the representatives of the people. In fact, Obakai in 2016, the case of Banfo versus Attorney General, that famous case of Gitmo 2, Senana Minya
Vondi
Ekano. The thinking of the then principal legal advisor to government, Satan has no could not court my by a Attorney General,
Dominic not a deputy Attorney General,
but not court on that matter. The Supreme Court, in its decision, said that the Supreme Court flatly rejected these arguments of the Attorney General, holding that the Constitution makes no such. The Attorney General was asking for a distinction to be made between agreement in placing obligation on the state and our face will be a true mere diplomatic note. But the Supreme Court in the Margaret Banfo versus Attorney General said they flatly rejected the argument, holding that the Constitution makes no such formal distinction. Once it's an agreement being executed under the authority of the president between Ghana and my Fofrosono, specifically, the court held that whereby various forms of documentation, the court held, the government of Ghana binds the republic to certain obligations in relation to another country or group of countries, an international agreement comes into existence. Clearly, the Supreme Court, in this decision, once there will be some obligations placed on the people of Ghana. In Kofa, your mobile. Kwame, security there will be financial implications because security form bomb hobine, the people of Ghana must support their existence here. The same way, in the Broja Jemfi versus Attorney General, Emrana buying any US are buying a person is US based in Ghana. The Supreme Court still held as a parliament for ratification. Now it has become much more pronounced, about parliament, and I'll give you this analysis.
Answer about my analysis. No, Nasa are buying cars on from parliament. Anna,
what's here foreign minister? Wadaroma, or say he didn't get the impression. said, nay, idea a parliament because he was under the thinking that it was an MOU.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Now, the Supreme Court in its ruling in the Banfor versus the Attorney General, in Broja Jemfi versus the Attorney General, it makes it clear. So once it's an international agreement, be it documentations, and whatever form of agreement, every place responsibilities on the states and the people of Ghana, as they call Parliament. In any case, and this was over almost super majority of Parliament. So bringing it to Parliament should not be a problem. Baro de Bemwa, me I'm a representative of a group of people. Vondi are representing in Crawford. Tioko constituency. Na obi busao. Anything in relation to that agreement, they can speak to because about Parliament, whether you're a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee or not, you're bringing the document for all of us to read through and contribute to it towards the debate on the floor. Kwame,
yes.
Interestingly, my man found in Nanti Mukaka. I see here where America, your immigration policy, ne or more setup. It's been there since God knows. Papa Trump buy, and no dear, wasabe shemukena. No time to buy you.
Yeah,
he existed, but buy you know how he is using it, and I'm on about across in some instances global outreach. In 2019. America tried deporting 500 Ghanaians in 2019. Suspected to be Ghanaians. I'm saying national, suspected to be Ghanaians. The then government under President Akufo-Addo asked for proof. Say, you better don't say where you Ghana this year.
Yeah.
Until see you benya proof no, you gioma enye.
Okay.
Obekaya omni benya visa and sensem.
Yeah.
Ekoya said the Americans couldn't prove that these 500 were our nationals. Fast forward. Now there are reports of 2,000 supposed nationals. And America say.
Yeah, almost over 2,000.
Over 2,000.
How many Ghana for?
America buying say o deport you maba.
Yeah.
2,000. That is not enough. Oko ICE website me checking and pay. America buying ICE website. They are targeting 80,000 Ghanaians. Almost as suspects say almost illegally. Into the moment Ghana will be able doors to this arrangement on farmer parliament for us to know near a womb and then you bet me a tray drink abua bino. Now you started by opening up and saying so the Minister for Foreign Affairs, in fact, on City in Channel 1, on it
Bernard Avle,
or say we didn't give anything and we didn't receive anything from the Americans in this deal. Okay. Oko TV3, he said that we are a big win on Moko Ongai. Now, they are lifting their visa restrictions.
Yeah.
And then further interrogation, he says we needed to also agree to some terms. One, the visa they are no more lefty. Two, agua. And three, the tariff issue. So clearly, that and also so no any the comment now, any response, I know one earlier no abebwebra. Mediano eba down so. The Honorable Foreign Minister told us to at a point. Say Ghana will accept people of West African descent in the name of Pan-Africanism. People of West African descent in the name of Pan-Africanism. Ye be ye doors to say, "Oh my dear, omu fi America, America buying him no, omu ni nkrata ye, omu fi Mali, omu fi Burkina, omu fi Nigeria." Now, Foreign Minister said, now in the name and in the spirit of Pan-Africanism, ye deported. Then comes in this El Salvadorian guy. Now America 4% deported or not so Babeka. That then runs contrary to what the Foreign Minister had also said. Say a foreign West African national Spaniard, El Salvador, any West Africa. The Foreign Ministry now rise back to the Americans to say, oh no, they are. But is it not strange? Say treaty, deal, MOU, whatever agreement any Americans sign. If they know say El Salvadorian and West African, I don't know come or no. Because as it stands now, whatever is in that agreement, who as a member of parliament, my colleague, you don't know. Me as a member of parliament, I don't know. Colleagues, members of parliament, they don't know. It is a even Krebabwa Abain, Sanabaya, what the bar, Niamani Bobet Macas, wait there, Yenshani, wait there, Yenshani. And Chairman, the other interesting thing too is that, you see, it is not just out of convenience and at the framers of our constitution. Almost say, Adie Biara, Mampeni, or be cause it to be done under his authority, a be binding or minor. As he na yebwana parliament ehwehwemu is that mampani ba be ne diako the state of Ghana will remain. Yehu what the content of that agreement netia. How do we advise and even checkmate government? Because on beguma Mr. say what kwaje West African nationals. The next one say the 2,000 which you have heard. Now who come website and now say 80,000 to they are targeting them to deport them. If you don't take care, you are going to have a situation where that gesture, that to you was a good old gesture, only America bank because we don't know the content of it, you are going to open the floodgate. The reason why the other West African nationals are not accepting this arrangement is that they think, say, Nipa na odi omobano. There's normally no proof. Obi Nigerian, obetimi di chike edu. I'm giving you an example. Boy Nigerian. Wasansu kredu e Ghana ni. If nipa no wode ne ba, ono betcho baby ampesemeko. You have several of these options. I just think that government should not open itself up to this floodgate because if you don't take care, ye di kakrabi befemu ujitum, ye di 2,000 befemu ujiatum. Now they are targeting 80,000. And you are going to open.
They are Ghanaians, right?
No, I'm saying
almost say suspected Ghanaians.
Okay. The 80,000 to suspected Ghanaians. It's one year you are going to open that floodgate. That is why the Supreme Court was very clear in the decision in the case of Margaret Banfo Nana B versus the Attorney General, in the case of Buja Jemfi versus the Attorney General. So whatever agreement are binding enter to with a foreign nation. The importance that the people of Ghana gets full information through its elected representatives and the members of parliament. TNK Bishop, me say what about parliament? I'm one parliament on Emodia. Yeah, no one also Emodia. But what the bar, yes, so ye na beti anya ye na ya kosku ni bi kakra. You bet me a kind be, you bet me a prompt ya ban say we no dear. Man hwe ya mo de ehho asem beba. We na ebia you are going to open yourself up. Then we can tighten whatever agreement it is. Because it beats my imagination. Say, the foreign minister will tell us, West African nationals in the name of Pan-Africanism. Then the next time they are bringing you El Salvador national. You think the Americans, they cannot read it, right?
But then on the
And I may say, isn't it strange, say, oh, Chairman General, me no walk into agreement. Say chairman uti won as say enyu afu ohun
no what is example ba na person di ma temo on say ma kwesi practice me
never say me no wa agree say no be ma me this way and pay now we did this way ne buy no say chairman me another cup that's how the coffee at was who so nim say me no wan ka coffee asem it is important say you hu na ewu mu a na etimi aboa mo as a country because Ghana no me say obeye odiako. But the state, the name Ghana, no, still a becker. So that is why the minority believes that there's too much controversy around it. It started by saying, yeah, we didn't give anything, we didn't receive anything. Then he moved from that to, oh, we had to give off some things for us to get the visa restrictions lifted, to get AGOA back, and to get the tariffs thing reviewed. So meaning that now we give something to receive that. Then the third matter is that it's only West Africans we are accepting. Now we move from there, Yakofa El Salvador, and then Aban says no, and they won't choke it. Then now they are telling you they have 80,000 people that they are earmarking. So much chioma. Because it's an ongoing process. Chioma. Chairman, onipa nebia okọ en wakọ Uganda ni. Okọ akwentu no, wakọ akohia obi o Jamaica ni. And they no fear no a Ghana ni. But then they are now in Kratasem no longer your national. And that is why we need to know the details. Like I said, who then now qualifies to be a Ghanaian? Say who deported one? Na yen nyina no yet me aka say nyase ye agye no wholesale. Na aboa yen nyina. It is not for a personal interest but collectively. Because get move way by sa and we spoke about it. We spoke against it when they wanted to build a naval, a U.S. Army command center here. Had to challenge the constitutionality of Niamanibi without going to Parliament. Until let's be consistent with our principles.
Martin, maybe some question I drink, but before that, Dr. Edu says, Chairman General, what the U.S. is doing by bringing deportees to Ghana and other African countries, can we do same by sending deportees to the USA? If it is not possible, then it's reprehensible. Dr. Edu, we cannot, we dare not. By the way, Francis Blaze says, we're watching you live from the Volta region in Keta. Francis, good morning to you. And then Aaron says, I wish politicians to be consistent in their discourse transitioning from power to opposition. They talk and defend nicely when in power, but different in opposition. That's Aaron. And then Nana Mwako says, I greet you all from Bahrain. Hey, Bahrain, pa. Greetings to my wife and family in Kwamang Ahinkro. Bahrain, okay. Isaac Boy says, greetings from Newark, New Jersey. And then greetings to Supremo Sammy Awuku from Mamprobi. Okay, that's JC Boako. Mamprobi. Right, we read you loud and clear. Peace 104.3. Kokoko Jumediana na here to us on this conversation about deportations and ratification. The Supreme Court ruled that the Gitmo II agreement was unconstitutional and ordered it to be sent to Parliament for ratification, which was duly done sometime in August 2017 or so. Consequently, the execution of the recent Ghana-US agreement on deportees is unconstitutional and will remain so until ratified by Parliament. Ordinarily, it should have gone to Parliament for ratification prior to execution of the agreement before the arrival of the deportees. Okay, the country is El Salvador and the citizen is Salvadorian. I'm making this input because people often get it mixed up. Justice Abeku Nitin of Faith, thank you very much. So the country is El Salvador, the citizen is Salvadorian.